Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie from Deliberately Creative, and I'm here to welcome you to episode number 17. This time we're doing amber. So let's get started here. Okay, these are the colors that we've selected for this gem. We have poppy red, Tuscan red, orange, yellow ochre, canary yellow. Sorry, I got a little bit of green in there too. Dark umber, indigo blue, and grass green. There will also be a colorless blender and a white pencil. All right, we're going to get started right away. Amber is a really interesting stone. It's not made from crystals of molten anything. It's not grown from minerals. This is a stone or a gem that was created by trees. Trees and plants that have resin. It's a common mistake that people think that amber is made from sap. And it's not. It's made from the resin of certain kinds of trees. And after it came out of the tree, and there might have been things that had fallen into it, bugs and small critters. Saw one that had a fossilized lizard, full lizard, probably 8 or 9 inches long. Totally amazing looking. It was probably the best preserved lizard that science has seen. Now what I'm doing here is I'm putting down this canary yellow that's going to be in the back undertone of this gem. This particular stone is going to be mostly really warm oranges and reds with a little bit of brown. But that undertone is this gorgeous yellow. So you want that warmth underneath. I am using my favorite Neenah cardstock, Solar White, 110-pound paper. I like the really smooth textured paper because it gives me really smooth textured stones. Now I'm picking up my yellow ochre, and I am hoping that this color will show up better than what it looks like on my television screen that I'm previewing on. On the TV screen that I'm previewing on, this is looking really green. That being said, there are green ambers and blue ambers. A lot of the amber that we find nowadays comes from the Baltic regions of the world. Many pieces of amber are cut into beautiful little sculptures. It's a lot of fun. I can get lost out on the internet doing research for these different classes that I'm doing here. Now I'm taking the poppy red and I'm giving it a little hit of some darkness. It's bright, but it's darker than the yellow and the yellow ochre. And it will get blended in. It seems like you guys are really enjoying the Doodle Gems type series, and I am having a lot of fun doing them still. I don't want to be pigeonholed, though, as just a Doodle Gem person. So that's why you've been seeing a few of those 2-item challenges, those hashtag 2 things doodle challenge. Every once in a while, I like to do a doodle challenge. Right now, this is looking like just a mess of colors. I'm going to go grab the Tuscan Red now. And the stone that I'm looking at, and I'm going to call it a stone just because doodle gems to me are stones. This is fossilized tree resin that makes the amber. But gems tend to be called stones. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I enjoy getting to join you this way, color along. I hope you are coloring along, or that you watch through once and then go and grab your colored pencils and or your crayons, whatever you've got. And this Tuscan Red is a warm brownish red, and it's giving me my deepest tones. I am not pressing really hard yet. You can see there's still some of this white sort of coming through the paper, from the paper. The white coming through from the paper. There we go. And one of the things that I like about this is that you can layer and layer and layer. The Prismacolor color pencils will get many, many layers going. Especially if you don't press really hard and you leave some of those kind of speckly spots to be able to grab the color pencil again. I'm going to rotate this just a little. All right, there we go. And getting some of these low light colors in. This one is the dark umber. This particular, there I go. There's that word. This pencil is the dark umber. And I'm using it instead of the indigo blue right now because it is warmer than that blue tone. Although the blue tone is a nice contrast for the yellow, excuse me, the orange. So there will be some of that in here. I'm going to clean that pencil off there. There we go. Go in here and hit some of these spots. I want to go and blend some of these colors down. Right now it's going to look kind of like a mess, but I'm trying to hit my yellow first, clean the pencil off, hit another spot of yellow. This is more orange and yellow, but orange and yellow. There's a nice little spot of bright yellow. And there's a spot. And around the edge. I did outline this with my Canary Yellow to give me my border, my area that I'm working inside of. And that way it just blends right in and you don't have to worry about a pencil line. I'm kind of concentrating today. I'm getting this ready for you now because later this week I will be heading up to Canada, and I wanted to make sure that this video was done for you before I left, and I got it uploaded and all ready to go. It's my goal to still have a video on Monday. Every Monday, even if I'm going to be out of town. I try to have it already set up and ready to go. And there. Now, right now, this looks kind of like a patchwork mess. I know that. I know that. I'm going to bring my orange in here. This is just plain Prismacolor orange. And I'm going to give it sort of almost a wash of this orange. Everywhere except for a couple spots of the brightest yellow. I don't want to cover up all of my bright yellow, but everything else is going to get this orange going here. Maybe some of that orange around the edge. And then I'm going to grab, yeah, the poppy red. The poppy red. We're going to work some of that into some of these dark areas. Sort of take over a little bit of that purpliness of the Tuscan Red that we put in. But that Tuscan Red being put in there is actually going to deepen underneath of this poppy red. Poppy red will take out some of that purpleness, but it will still have that deep tone of the Tuscan. Work a little bit of that orange in onto the yellow. Get a little bit of a blend going. I'm leaving a few spots of that bright yellow. And then blend, 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 blend. Creamy pencils. I like the Prismacolors, as long as I don't sharpen them really sharp. If I sharpen them too sharp, the pigment stick that's inside the pencil just breaks. It shatters off. And mostly that's because they're so soft. They break. And it's just one of those things that happens. It shouldn't. And it didn't years and years ago. And most of my colored pencils that I have here don't shatter apart like that. But they've always been soft. They've always been soft. All right, so let's see here. Clean off my pencil a little bit. Hit that yellow again. Sort of swing it around that orange with the Colorless Blender. I'm sorry, I'm going kind of quiet on you guys tonight. It's just sort of the way it is. This is really early in the morning, or late at night, whichever way you want to look at it. I'm on my summer holiday. It would be winter holidays if I were in Australia right now, but my summer holiday right now. I'm looking forward to my trip to Canada. I get to take my, my husband and I are taking our teardrop trailer up to Canada, and I am so looking forward to that. It's becoming a tradition right now to head up to Canada. I've got some blue on my white. I need to take that. All right. Just trying to go in here and hit this a little bit, give it a little bit of some shine here and there. That's the dull shine. And then I will be putting my white pencil, I will be putting my Signo Uniball white pen on here too. But this is sort of that dull shine. You get a little bit of both. I like this particular stone is a transparent type of amber. That's why you've got these little bright lights of yellow and lighter orange going in here. There are types of amber that are called butterscotch, and they are just like butterscotch candy. They are not translucent or transparent. They're creamy and buttery looking, and they come in multiple colors also. All right, we're going to grab our white, and this stone, I'm going to try. This stone has a bit of a interesting shadow going on. Or not shadow, highlight, with shadows in it. And what it's got is this multi-pane window being reflected. So I'm going to try and reflect that. At least a little bit. At least a little bit. That's kind of interesting. That's actually really very interesting. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so that worked out really well. I'm pleasantly surprised by that. Yeah, that's got some nice depth to it. It's got some nice sheen. Let's see if I... It does. That's pretty darn cool. All right. We're going to go ahead and get a setting drawn in around this. Actually, I'm going to leave that cardboard there and just rotate the stone. So now I'm going to draw my doodle setting. This time I have kind of an idea for it. We'll see if it works out. I did a sample that nobody has actually seen because I just did it and then turned around and did this video. So by doing this, this will be the first time you see it. It's not gone on to any of my, excuse me, sorry for crossing my arm there. It's not gone on to any of my social media or anything like that. So we'll see. I'm just giving it a few circles right around the stone. Remember, my lines are not perfect. I am not a draftsman when I'm doing this. When I'm doing this, I am doodling, and I am making it look pretty. And you will make yours look pretty too, no matter what you do. I have been so enjoying seeing all of these doodle gems and stones that you guys have been doing and sharing with me over on the Deliberately Creative page and in the Deliberately Creative group. And I would love, if you have never been to those groups, if you would stop by, say hi, click like, join, have a little fun with us. We're very friendly people. We like when new people join us. We've got a lovely community. Let's see here. See if I do it this way. No, it goes this way. See, and sometimes I have to figure out which direction my swirlies go, because even though I'm drawing them, sometimes I have to work out, am I going to the right or am I going to the left? And which way is that? And, did I do it the right way? This time I did. This time I did. I'm not concerned about that. But sometimes, oh my goodness, let me tell you, I can end up in a pickle. Now these bigger circles are going to be real quick gems. They're just going to be the quick gem. And the smaller ones are going to be more like just metal balls. More like metal balls. So I'm not too worried about coloring them in. I will color the big circles, and the other ones can just live with it. But I'm having fun. I'm a little off center. I don't really care. It's a doodle. So just, you know, just be free and open to your muse. Just let it flow. And don't worry. Just let it flow and don't worry. I like how this is, you know, a little bit wonky, a little bit, just a little bit different. It's not the same as anyone else's. We don't have to worry about copyright or copying somebody else's design. Anything that you do from my lessons here, you're free to do any of these designs that I'm doing on here. I'm not going out and selling them. Someday I may want to do something and I will just draw brand new things that won't have been out in the public before. And it will be something kind of special. That way you don't have any worries. You don't have any worries. Just have fun. Do your doodles. Share them with other people. Share them with me. I want to see your doodles. I love seeing everyone's doodles. I love how doodles just sort of grow and just keep going. And just grow. Very natural that way. Just grow naturally. If you notice, my doodles end up being fairly organic. They kind of grow the way a plant would grow, or the way flowers grow, or at least the ones that grow in my imagination. I think that's what it is. This is very much my imagination and the way my flowers grow. And I hope that you're enjoying this. If you are, it would really make me happy if you would click like. If you've never subscribed before, go ahead and subscribe. And that way you'll find out when there's more videos that come up. Let's see here. I think we're going to do a big drop right up in there. And there's no rhyme or reason to any of this, guys. This is just doodling, and I'm having fun doing it. And I don't have a plan. This has totally gone off the rails from the plan that I had. And that's okay, because that's what happens. You have an idea. You think, what would happen if, or I think maybe I want to do, and then you start filling it in with something else that you hadn't thought of doing before, and it's better than it would have been. Let's see, I think I'm going to do a quick extra little loop around these guys, around their tips. Around those tips, yeah, that ends up looking really cool. Look at that. Liking this a lot, guys. All right, I'm going to grab the indigo. I'm going to put a little bit of that indigo in right along this gem, right along the amber. It's going to be the shadow that's down deep inside there, along that setting, right in that. And I'm not coloring the whole thing in. And by not coloring the whole thing, it starts looking like highlights on metal, or highlights in the setting at least. May not be totally like metal because this is blue, but I like the blue next to this pretty orange. I'm actually going to bring a little bit of the blue up onto that edge of the stone because it darkens and makes kind of a brown tone with that orange. Look at that. Darkens and gives you that brown tone. And it starts making it look deeper, like there's some more variation in the color. It starts almost bringing it to life, and you wouldn't think that putting a dark color would bring your stone to life, but it does. Putting this dark tone just in a few spots. It's not the whole thing, but I'm going to bring a little bit right in the middle of it, right here. And look at that. Whew. Okay, guys, I guess maybe I'm easily impressed, but I'm kind of impressing myself right now. I'm kind of excited about that. Alright, and I want just a little bit of the Colorless Blender just to meld that down just a smidge, because then it looks like it's deeper in the stone. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so now, let's see. I think we're going to have sort of yellow-orange gems. Yellow-orange. I need my white. There it is. Let's start with a clean white though. And all I'm doing is running it off on this paper right here underneath. I'm just scribbling it to clean it. Now we're gonna throw a circle of white. No matter what the color of the stone, I always do this. Kind of a circle of white up towards the top of the stone. Then I'm going to take the yellow ochre and I'm going to bring in, this is sort of my darkest tone. It's sort of the darkest tone. And I'm leaving some space at the bottom. I'm leaving some of that white up here. And I'm leaving a space at the bottom for some bright yellow, which is like the light going through a clear gem. All right, and then the yellow. My yellow really should be sharpened. I haven't done that. And I'm taking that yellow over everything except for a bit of that bright white, because that makes it easier. I can see the highlight and I don't even have to put it in with the Uniball pen. Look at that. All right. I think I am going to color these sort of leaf petals, and I am going to do it fairly quickly. I'm putting the yellow in on the leaves, sort of in the middle of the leaf like this. These are going to be quick coloring. They're not super detail coloring. It's more for an impression and a bit of an effect. It's not, I'm not going to do that one. It's not for any type of real rhyme or reason. It's just I want to have a little bit of a yellow highlight area, and also a space for it to go to another color of green. I'm putting grass green in, and then I will take the indigo blue to deepen it, because grass green is awfully bright. I might even take a little bit of that dark umber in on it. And we're almost done. So go ahead, click like, subscribe, and if you have any ideas for me or suggestions, things that you would like to see, things that you think I can do better on, I'm open for constructive suggestions and suggestions or comments of things that you like that are happening that you don't want me to change. Because people's viewing habits change from time to time, and sometimes you guys have really good ideas about things that you would like to see, or suggestions on ways to do things to present the information better for you. I'm not planning on changing from doing the real-time videos. I like real-time videos. I like real-time videos for watching them too, not just for doing on my own, but I learn best from real time. And from what I've heard from you guys, you kind of like to learn from real time too. See how this indigo blue is just deepening up that green and making it not quite so bright, not quite so in your face. I am going to put a little bit of the Signo Uniball on here. Look at that. All right, I am going to also make this flower on both sides colored. Color this flower on both sides. And I think it is going to get poppy red. Just some poppy red in there. Just put a pop of red. And on the other side also. Alright guys, I am having so much fun doing this. I hope you're enjoying it. I have just a couple more little stones I'm going to do. These are just going to be little orangey red. Orangey red. Since I used that color on the flowers, I needed to have another hint of that someplace else. And I think I'm going to put some white in on these tiny little ones, and I will put just the tiniest bit of this indigo around them. Not trying to make them look like blue gems, just to give them some shadow. Just to give a bit of shadow. And I'm going to hit just those little tiny flower things down inside. There we go. Almost done. Almost done. I'm going to take a little bit of blue around those yellow dots, these yellow gems, because right now they're looking a lot like fried eggs. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but they're looking a lot like fried eggs to me. So, one, I want to take some of this blue around. Two, the setting, the bezel. Because then they don't look quite so much like fried eggs. And then I'm also going to put just a smidge of the blue onto the stone itself. Smidge of the blue on the stone itself. Some shadow in under there. Bit of more shadow there, and some shadow there. Let's darken that color in. I'm not coloring these in solidly. Remember, I'm leaving space for light to reflect. I'm going to turn this around for you though. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm loving this. I am loving this. There we go. And I just broke my pencil. Let's see if I can just hold on to it for just a smidge longer. Just a smidge. Now stay in there. There you go. Sometimes we'll fight for that, just that smidge longer. Don't fall out. This particular pencil is one of the newer style Prismacolors that has a problem with being broken on the inside. I think I'm going to pull out the heating mat, the heating pad, and see if I can get some of these pencils to melt back together. Ooh, let's put a bit dark right in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with this. And my colored pencil is saying I'm done too. It keeps popping apart. All right, I need to stop playing. There we go. If you like this video, please click like, comment, subscribe, share the video on social media, share with your friends, tweet the video. I'd appreciate it. And as always, go out and do something creative. We'll see you later. Bye.